This is Gen X College Dropout Life for May 18th, 2015. And if I remember correctly, I got up around 9 a.m., possibly later, maybe earlier, but more likely later. And soon thereafter, I did some LPD work. And a little after that time, or soon after that time, I saw a Geekvolution review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Arrow, The Flash, and iZombie. For those who don't know, Geekvolution is a YouTube channel that caters to geek oriented stuff, as the name applies. Let's see. About their view of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's see. They brought up the usual stuff, I guess, like why Sky's mom turned out to be all super evil, and of course the unfortunate amputation of Coulson's hand, which I always like to, which often reminds me of regenerative medicine, and I even brought that up in the video comments in that particular video. And let's see, they brought up Arrow, and he talked about how seemingly inconsistent it is with how they were able to get the Flash to break the guys out of that prison, and yet Flash wasn't able to help Arrow in other areas. And let's see, talk about the Flash, and I don't quite remember what they said about it, but apparently in their minds it made more sense, the events of the Flash made more sense to what happened in the events of Arrow, the last episode of Arrow anyway. And iZombie, I don't watch that show, so I don't care. Let's see, after that, I saw a video from Diana Davison on Stefan Molyneux. Yeah, I can't believe I pronounced his name right. Okay, I think she basically says he's a manipulator. Don't quote me on that. This is my interpretation of what she said. And she also visited some video clips from his various videos. And in one video clip, he says he doesn't like physicists because all they're doing is just wasting time on useless science when they could be making the next iPod or some such shit. That's fucking stupid. Apparently he hates basic scientific research, but if it wasn't for basic scientific research, there would be no iPhones. In fact, there would be no IT industry. I mean, 100 years ago, physicists discovered quantum mechanics, and at the time people thought it was a waste of time. You can't be using that quantum mechanics stuff, that has nothing to do with everyday life. And now we have a multi-billion, possibly multi-trillion-dollar IT industry that wouldn't exist if quantum mechanics was unknown. This is probably why Molyneux hates the resource-based economy, the idea of a resource-based economy, because the resource-based economy is based on science, and he thinks science, or at least basic science, is useless. Yeah, right. If that's true, I'm Captain John J. Sheridan, military governor of the Earth Alliance space station, Babylon 5. Again, I just still can't get over how he could be so anti-science, and he's claiming to be all rational and stuff, and then you have science, science which we need to maintain this high standard of living, and that sort of thing. And from that, I've concluded that Stefan Molyneux is stupider than I thought he was, and now I get to see why Pierre Joseph can't stand him. Let's see, what's the other thing? The other thing is the fake Mad Max boycott. It's a fake Mad Max boycott. Morons, stupid assholes, and other dumb fucks in the corrupt news media have claimed that men's rights activists have called for a boycott of the new Mad Max movie, which is bullshit. In my opinion, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't really have an opinion on it. But for my purposes, I don't really care about an alleged feminist angle to the movie. I just figure that I've seen enough post-nuclear Holocaust movies as it is. And besides, if I want to see a post-nuclear Holocaust, I'll just wait for the economic collapse to happen. But anyway, this fake boycott proves how unreliable and how incredibly evil the so-called news media is. And fellow Twitter follower, Twitter fan, whatever. I'll say a guy I follow on Twitter, Dean Esme, has been tweeting about this all day and all night, or so it seems that way. And I've retweeted many of his tweets. And again, I say the news media is incredibly evil and incredibly stupid. You cannot trust what they say. I mean, here I am living in what I believe is reality, and it's radically different from what the corrupt news media says reality is. What am I going to believe? These lying scumbags who lie for a living because it's profitable, or am I going to believe my real life experiences? I'm going to believe my real life experiences. Okay. Along with that stuff, I also inked assorted comics projects I'm working on, and also made a few scans of some of those projects. Yeah, I'm saying projects. And I also got around to seeing the first 2 episodes of the 6th season of Community, the sitcom Community online. As you might know, it used to be on NBC, then NBC canceled it and they moved to Yahoo. Yeah, that's a better option, because I think watching TV on the internet is way better than watching it on TV. Watching TV on the internet, yeah, whatever. I know it sounds kind of contradictory, but anyway, what I'm getting at is that I prefer watching TV shows on the internet than on TV, because you have a higher degree of control. Yeah, because the thing I hate the most about TV is that you don't have any control over the content. But at least online you have some degree of control. You can stop it, pause it, and whatever you want. Yeah, I know there's TiVo and all that, but still, I still prefer the watching TV on the internet than on TV. And let's see, if I remember correctly, the first episode was about this new advisor of some sort coming in, and the main crew didn't like her except for Abed, who mysteriously did like her. Then the second episode is where the Dean got this VR system, and Jeff was all skeptical about it because he said, VR went out in the 90s. The last episode was about Honeycomb Hideout or whatever else he said. I don't remember. Yeah. Sometime after that, I went into the basement to get away from the heat. I hate hot weather. This is planet Earth, not planet Venus, where the average temperature is over 900 degrees Fahrenheit. And it freaks me out when there are people who love living in this broiling hot horror hellhole as if that's normal. And then I'm dying in an agonizing heat, agonizing suffering, all kinds of bullshit like that. Yeah. Okay. I think it was downstairs for about an hour or so. I also took a nap when I was downstairs. Then later went upstairs to eat. And also around that time, I saw a video from Monday Matt about the fake boycott against Mad Max. Not long after that, probably more like half an hour later, I saw Two Broke Girls. And let's see if I remember what that episode was about. Oh, I remember. Sophie and Oleg's wedding. And as I've tweeted at least once, Oleg should win MGTOW. Okay, and Mike and Molly, Mike and Carl got into some, let's say, difficulties, and it looks like their partnership is over, or at least until a future episode. I'm gonna stop right there. At least in that regard. Let's see. Okay, we're back in the basement because it's still too hot, and I'm tired of these loud kids and shit. Anyway, I'm back in the basement because it was still too hot. And among other things, let's see, among other things. Oh yeah, I got a tweet from some racist fuckhole. I don't want to go into the details, man, because that was extremely traumatizing. But unlike that, like certain other people on Twitter, I'm not gonna call this post-traumatic stress. It's not post-traumatic stress. It's just a little upsetting, and I also blocked that dumbass anyway, so I don't have to worry about him anymore. Okay, also. Wanted to see a new video from Bane666, which was about genital mutilation, but then I couldn't handle it because it was too graphic. So, at least for my purposes, for me, whether it's male genital mutilation or female genital mutilation, it's too graphic for me to deal with. So, with that being the case, I decided to skip that particular Bane666 video and wait for a future one. Because I think he still rocks, especially since he's not obsessed with biological determinism. Biological determinism belongs in the Stone Age, or at least it belongs to people who believe in Nazi propaganda or some such thing. Okay. I think there were a few other things that happened this particular day, but unfortunately I don't remember them because my memory sucks, and I think this memory problem that many people have will be resolved in a resource-based economy. But until then, after a while, Gomer Pyle.